Hello, my beautiful people. Dr. Peace in the house. Back at you with another banger. I'm telling you, just off that big one with my daughter, now I'm doing a solo. Oh, hold on, I gotta light up my stogie. All my beautiful people, you guys know how I do it. Gotta light this bad boy up. For all you stogie lovers, we're going to do a session on stogies. We'll do that in the near future. But anyway, I'm here on a Monday, 12 p.m. I got nothing to do. I'm retired. I got other things I can do, but I can do everything on my own time. That's the beauty about retiring. So, the big question I've been getting from a lot of people is, how could you retire 55 young? How can that be? And before I responded, I have to start thinking about things, because I don't want to give anybody some bad advice, because retiring at 55 isn't for everybody. You have to be prepared to retire at 55, right? So I thought about it, and I told them that, listen, I gotta reflect back to how I got to the point where I could retire at 55. But I always had a passion of retiring at 55. Everybody knows I'm an educator. I've been mentoring and coaching and educating kids for 30 some years. And I love my job. Best job ever. But I got to a point in my life where I didn't want to work for the man anymore. And when I say man, I mean work for somebody. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I was an entrepreneur while I was an educator, so I wanted to do it full time. I wanted to invest in myself, right? And I wanted to do it at a time where I'm still physically able. You know, my mind is still fresh. I still have ideas. You know, I'm still on that hunger mode. So I said to myself around about 50 that I was going to start probably around 49. I was going to start my prep business. And I started that while I was actually still teaching and educating and all that stuff. So I did that. In the meantime, I already had my consulting business that I was doing for 20 years. I contract out now, so still going, but I contract out because I don't have the time to do it. So I wanted to do something that I had a passion, a real passion for. That was coaching and developing basketball players. And not only that, I have volleyball and other sports going on, and we're expanding. So we're doing a lot of big things, but I had to have the time to do it and process and be able to strategize and implement and all those good things. But I needed time. I couldn't be working 9 to 5 doing this stuff. And I realized, you know, going to work, when I started getting in my 50s, it wasn't about titles anymore. I could have went on and moved up and did all. I was offered all kinds of different jobs in the school board, right? And it wasn't about the money. And it's not about the. I've never been a title person, right? Working for the man. But working for yourself, I love the title, being the owner of my own business. I control my own destiny. That's what I like, because I have control of that stuff, and I like to be in control of a lot of things that I do. So at the end of the day, I decided that I was going to pursue this a little more. And then, you know what, after a while, I knew that, you know, the politics in education, I wasn't for it anymore, and I didn't want to fight the fight as much as I could have. And I said, I'm wasting a lot of time right now and absorbing a lot of energy that I can put into myself, right? So that's what I started to do, and it worked out financially. It was gravy. But at the end of the day, retiring at 55 is not for everybody. I'm telling you right now, you got to be financially secure. You got to have a lot of things going for yourself to be able to do that. Plus, you have to plan to have other things going on. At 55, you're still fairly young, right? You're still like a young person. So you got to be able to have something else to do than to sit around and do nothing. So, and smoke cigars all day. So I decided, you know what, it was time at 55. You know, the entrepreneur spirit was always in me. I was around my uncles, grandfather, and all them. They were all entrepreneurs. So I already had that passion. And that passion was real. And it stuck to me, right? You know, I was one of those kids going through school. Those teachers probably thought I was at least to succeed. But I always believed in myself. And that's the key. You got to believe in yourself. I know you go through stages in life where, you know, you're not developing as fast as you probably should. But you can't give up on yourself. And I always believe, I knew I was going to do great things in life. I mean, my mother told me, my grandparents told me, so I just believed it. And I knew when there were setbacks, I was resilient. I knew I could go through anything, and I knew I was coming up on top. That's just my mentality. So, you know, it's all about staying focused, you know, and I was trying to be able to let people know that you have to be prepared to retire at 55. You just have to be prepared. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. So when I say that, I mean have something else to do, whether it's volunteering, you know, but if it's, you know, going for another job that is maybe part-time, do all that. But my thing wasn't about that. I don't volunteer. I make money. And that's what I do. Right? And it's not about making millions and millions of dollars. I want to be self-sufficient. You know? And that's the key. And, you know, I want to leave a legacy for my kids. So, you know, I have certain goals that I want to obtain. Yeah, I could have laid back and retired off my pension and sat back, but it doesn't give me the lifestyle that I want. You know, I drive fancy cars. I got to maintain all that stuff. I like to go on trips. How can you do that stuff if you're just on your pension? But you know what? To some people, it's good. So, hey, I'm not knocking that. But for me, I'm a hustler. So I got to keep it moving. And that's what I do. I keep things moving. So at the end of the day, man, my cigar is going out. You know how we do it. We keep it transparent here. We keep it transparent. I don't edit. I don't do none of that stuff. I make mistakes. I don't care. It's authentic up in here. I want you to take a look at my Nova Scotia flag in the back. I'm just in my Stogie Lounge right now. You know, I'm kicking it. I got the leather on right here, you know. You know how we do it. We got to style it up. Got the stripes on it. This is how we do. But anyway, back to the serious conversation. Retiring at 55 has been a blessing for me. I have a lot more goals. It just gave me that energy and that kick to be able to do a lot of more things. And trust me, I've got a lot more things to do. So it gives me that motivation. I'm so blessed that I've been able to do that. But I tell everybody, if you're not in the position to retire at 55, please don't do it. Start processing first. Make a game plan. What I did was, man, I made so many proposals up to get my businesses on board and get them ready. And I gave them to a good friend of mine to take a look at them to see how they were. And you gotta have a business plan, man. You gotta have a business, and you gotta write out a business plan. Not only proposals, business plans. Those are the key. Have your business plan laid out. It took me about probably 3 months, maybe even more, to do a business plan for my prep business, and it was detailed. So, you gotta have some smarts to do that stuff. If you don't have that, you get somebody around you to help you out with that. So, you gotta be prepared, I'm telling you. I'm more busier than I was when I was retired, but I'm busy because I want to be busy, and I can be busy. And it's for me. It's not for the man. So I enjoy it. It's not work for me. Me going on a trip with my basketball guys, or doing any type of gym work with them and fitness and stuff, that's not work for me. I'm mentoring young people still. I'm still surrounded by them. They're keeping me young. It keeps me updated on their language and how they process things. It's been a beautiful blessing. The Creator has, listen, He's blessed me, and I can't complain about that, right? Oh man, I'm having a time. See what happens with stogies? If you keep them out too long, they dry up. I kept it out last night, I shouldn't have. And now the thing is shutting down. Now I gotta light it up again. A stogie smoker doesn't like that. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a beautiful Monday. I wish nothing but the best for everybody. Got nothing but love for people. I'm telling you, I always try to show some love to people. I'm telling you, that's just me. Gotta show love. Okay? But at the end of the day, Dr. Peace is out. I'm gonna get back to you another time. I got nothing but love for everybody. Stay tuned for the next session, and also be prepared for our next Real Talk, because we're going to cut that into Real Talk. I don't know who the next guest is, but we're going to bounce that out. I'm telling you, we're doing it live for you one time. It's all about Dr. Peace in the house. He's here. He's alive. He's kicking. He's giving you some knowledge. I'm telling you, we're authentic here. That's how we do it. I'm out. And we don't do no editing. Don't forget, we just hit the button and go about our business. I'm out.